Transit TV, welcome back to the studios of AFCON 2024. We are continuing our coverage for the AFCON this year. It's been a very exciting competition. Today was had lots of drama in today's one because these are the last games of the group stages to confirm those that will qualify with Senegal, who has qualified already after 2 games, to the next of the competition. And today we had Nigeria have a 1-goal win over Guinea-Bissau. Equatorial Guinea continued their scintillating performance, beating Guinea-Bissau 4 goals. Then second games of the day, of course, Egypt with late drama thought that they have almost won to the game and qualified for the next stage, the 2 after scoring in the injury time. Cape Verde, who has been for me one of the surprise teams of the tournament so far, managed to equalize the last minute, making it a 2-2 draw. Egypt also still narrowly managed to qualify with 3 points because Ghana, who are 2 goals up against Mozambique, lost the lead and the game ended 2-2. So Ghana ended the competition, the group stage, with 2 points, Egypt 3 points. Egypt qualifies alongside Cape Verde in that group. So with me today to look at these games, these exciting games today is Ugu, my man, as always, is here for us to look at these games, and Choma will be joining us in a minute. So guys, you are welcome to the show.
Oh, thanks, Reggie. It's a pleasure to be on Transit TV again. Guys, if you're listening to us and you haven't subscribed, please do us a favor. Subscribe, share with your friends, like the video so more people can get to see it on their feeds. Yes, it's a pleasure. We're enjoying the AFCON, enjoying the best of. It's a football lovers paradise this January. Games all over the place, Championship, La Liga, Serie A, everything, Bundesliga, and our almighty African Cup of Nations.
Yes, sir. Good to see you again, my brother, as usual. Thanks for stopping by. I know you have a very busy schedule, but you still find time to give our viewers what they have been expecting, because I know a lot of people, because the time these games are played, rely on Transit TV to get the highlights and the in-depth analysis about how these games pan out. So let's start with, of course, Nigeria playing today against Guinea-Bissau. Many had thought that Nigeria would run away with this one as quickly and as early as possible. Of course, they got their goal and eventually the game locked up. Nigeria has had a very good defensive display in this tournament, considering only 1 goal in 3 matches. I don't know, according to Choma says the word on the street. The word on the street is that the Nigerian fans are not happy with the way their team have performed so far, especially because Nigeria is known for playing beautiful football. You remember the good generation of J.J. Okocha and Kano Nwankwo. People are still stuck in their mind with those quality of play that they had in those years. They still expect everything that represents Nigerian tournaments to play that way. So I don't know, what have you made about this team? Do you think the defensive display is more important than the good in the eye kind of play that the fans are calling for?
I'll just say that as a Nigerian fan, in the past, when Nigeria is playing tournaments, I tend to be quite scared and nervous. This game today, I wasn't nervous at all. I think there's something really solid about our team. I know Nigerians naturally are very self-critical and tend to go over the top. It's always one extreme or the other. People hardly find balance when it comes to football, and then when it comes more especially to our national team. So yes, people are upset that we haven't scored tons of goals. People are even chalking up some of our goals as non-goals because it's not quite the way that they want it to be. But the truth is that this team is more solid than they're being given credit for. They work harder than people recognize, and that's embodied most in the chief culprit, the man that everybody is putting pressure on and expecting to carry the team to the trophy. He is embodying that hard work. Victor Osimhen. Osimhen has been immense in both areas. Defensively, offensively, he hasn't put in the goals as expected, but he's been really involved in dropping and helping the team and and cutting up the spaces and creating chances for other players to come in. So, in answering your question, so far so good. As far as I'm concerned, it's been 2 wins and a draw, with only one goal conceded in the tournament. Yes, granted, they've only scored three, um, one being an own goal, one being a penalty, and one from open play. But I believe that if you're defensively solid, you have more of a chance of winning a tournament than if you're just offensively solid and you don't have the defense to back it up. So yeah, everybody's working hard on the team. The midfielders are working hard. A few of them were dropped today and they came in the second half. You can see that there's commitment, there's passion, there's a level of intensity, and they have a goalkeeper that's confident. And even today displayed a little bit of overconfidence, if I may add that. So yes, I am quite hopeful. I'm not overtly optimistic because they are not scoring enough goals, but I'm quietly optimistic and hopeful that this team will go farther than everyone is expecting.
Yeah, it's good you mentioned Victor Osimhen. I was gonna ask you about him. Personally, I wouldn't say I've been disappointed with him because of what you said. His commitment in this team, the way he has carried himself, for me, has given a very, very good attitude and courage of himself. It's just that on the field, in front of the goal, he has not really done it. These things happen to strikers, but he's not let his head down. He keeps moving, he keeps trying, he keeps working hard, he keeps trying to drive the team forward or carry the team. So then that's a good omen. So it's not like he's not trying. It's not like he's not scoring goal because he's not trying. He has a wrong attitude. He has had a very good attitude all through the tournament so far. And you could see that there is unity in that team. There is it seems to me that all the players are playing with the same level head. But there's one player I really want to touch on. This guy that plays from the left, he started the game in the left defensive side and went to the right side. I know the boy has been very, very impressive for me. If you ask me, is him and I think Ajayi should be one of the two best players in that team so far. I don't know what you think about those two players.
Honestly, just a couple of days ago, I was like, Ola, he's actually a lot more talented than we thought. Honestly, he's probably holding himself back. That guy should be playing for a top 4 side in the EPL or any of the other sides, and he'll be able to hold his own well. I didn't quite know that he has this level of ambidextrosity. He's very ambidextrous. He can play both feet equally well, seems to be balanced, comfortable with short passes, comfortable with long passes, and comfortable with long throws. It is crazy. I think that, honestly, that young man is not I think he should be entrusted with more responsibilities in that team.
Yeah.
I see him being able to play central midfield very well.
Exactly.
Yeah. I see him being able to take free kicks very well. So it's up to a good coach to get hold of Ola, and bring out the player, give him confidence. Because, man, like you're saying, he's impressed me. First of all, I'm going to pull up his shots because that long shots that he pulls down impedes his movement to me to an extent because of the way his legs. He has low center of gravity and has bow legs. So when you pull your shots down like that, I wish I could get a hold of Ola, and coach him. I'll improve him. Man, give him confidence. Let him give him freedom to express himself.
I think I'm looking for backup. I think we should go for the guy.
Yeah.
He's already in EPL.
Honestly, and having said that, you mentioned Ajayi again. You are clearly you know what you're doing when you watch games. You're right. So I give you a lot of credit for mentioning Semi Ajayi. Most people will never mention Semi Ajayi, but what I've seen of him in this tournament so far, solid, passes well out of the back. And sometimes he misses his passes, but you see him there covering very well for defense, for the midfield, making forward passes, being a threat on corners, helping with defense on corners as well, making good decisions on the ball. Another person I will give a lot of credit is Calvin Bassey. He seems to be up for it this tournament as well, right? So, yeah, these guys you've mentioned are on point. They are really, really delivering for Nigeria so far.
Yeah, I think like you mentioned earlier, and I've mentioned already, the team is. I mean, I don't know if people understand what it means, how hard it is to create chances in the game. It's not an easy thing to do. This team has created chances. They have had shots, but they've not converted. It happens. And I
Mm.
believe as the tournament progresses, and the beginning of the tournament, the whole pressure is to qualify because it will be a shame, just like Ghana has gone home now, or most
Mm.
likely will go home, for Nigeria to not to qualify in the first group of the tournament. So it puts some pressure on you. These guys have done the first job that they have qualified. I'm sure they're going to have like 2 or 3 days or even 4 days break to cool down and work on some of these. I think Osimhen needs to calm down a little bit and give himself release some pressure off him. And some of the goals that he has missed, it's not that he has not done what he's supposed to do, but sometimes the defense of the opposing team have really stood up for their team and stopped him from scoring. He has made all the efforts, and I believe that the goals will come. So Nigeria
Yeah,
should be a little bit patient with the team and support them because, surprisingly, away from home in Cote d'Ivoire, the fans there are supporting the team. It's we Nigerians that are, trying to look at every, like you said, overly extreme with our criticism. It's okay to criticize the team. It's okay to point out weaknesses in the team, but let's not overlook the strength of the team. Like I said, the unity in that team is hard to beat. You can see that the players are working for each other. They seem to be friends. They seem to be committed to the same objective, and that is mainly what you need. It's a very, very important ingredient in any team. But most times people overlook, all those out of the field parts of the game. And for me, I've said it from game one. I wasn't really impressed with the team, but as I said, this team has what it takes to go all the way to the finals. I know other teams look better than them in the eye, but I won't be surprised if Nigeria goes to the finals. I will not be surprised at all. At all. The only teams I see
yeah,
now I can really give Nigeria a ride is Senegal and this Equatorial Guinea. Equatorial Guinea is playing the ball and they are walking the walk. So it's going to be hard to come over these two teams. Other than that, I've not seen
you
another
know,
team that will just that can beat this team, Nigeria. Choma, welcome to the show. Sorry,
yeah,
I know you're having difficulties to join us.
You.
It's good to see you.
Hi, hi, hi. Good to see all of you. It's
hello,
been a very
Chimo.
entertaining AFCON. I am
Yeah,
like,
it's been a
can't
good
believe
tournament.
I'm watching African teams. Magic. Did you see Ghana?
Yeah.
Nah, they already won this game. Let me not even start before they say I'm hating them.
you know, please, just to add something to what you said about Osimhen. You see, Osimhen, it's only a striker of the quality of Osimhen that could have made the attempts he made today on goal, considering the lack of supply, right? I think that Moses Simon, it's not he's never been my favorite. He showed some things in this game that I appreciate. He worked hard and tried to create. Chukwu is disappointed again, but in terms of making opportunities for a striker to take advantage of. But I give Osimhen a lot of credit for even the misses, the balls that he was able to be there to meet those crosses, be there to create even in the 18-yard box. And I think that the goals will come. He's already scored one this tournament. The goals will come for him. Now, I also want to highlight the importance of Alexander Iwobi. Iwobi is a young man that a lot of people, find very easy to criticize. Very easy to say he's not doing anything and all that. He wasn't there for the first half of this game, and we saw the difference when he came in. Immediately he came in with Rafa and Onyedika. The game changed. The game became more fluid. The ball was moving a lot faster, right? So it's important for us to appreciate what we have as Nigerians. When your players are doing well, yes, you can criticize, but give people credit. Encourage your players. Get behind them. That's the only way we can, really help them. Even on social media, do your best to encourage and support your team so that, we'll be the 12th man that will propel the team to the success that we all crave.
Yes, yes. Like I said, I'm not overly impressed, but I'm not disappointed because in over a decade now, I don't think I've seen a Nigerian team work as hard as this team has worked, or played in unity the way they have played, or showed this level of commitment. It's been a long time we saw this from a Nigerian team. It's always been, by now, I'm sure we would have been on our way home. Yeah, so let's look at Cote d'Ivoire. We're talking about Nigeria. We've qualified. We have 5 points. Didn't have not lost a game and considered only one goal. What's all about Senegal with Cote d'Ivoire with all the array of stars that they have in that team, yeah, and their way home. They lost 4-0 to Equatorial Guinea today, and I don't know if we'll swap places with them. I don't know what Nigerians will be saying by now. I don't know, what did you think about that game? It was 1-0 for a very long span in that game. And Cote d'Ivoire made some changes. It seemed that the changes had worked, but this guy came in and in less than 2 minutes got a goal which was disallowed, after which Equatorial Guinea pounced on them and the rest became history.
Well, it's really very disappointing to host a tournament of this nature and ending up, not qualifying and being disgraced out of the tournament. My heart goes out to them. I think that they tried all they could with the stars that they have. Adingra is someone I expected a lot more from. Adingra plays for Brighton. Young player that's just coming up, really. He doesn't have a lot of experience. And so, Ivory Coast, it just wasn't their year at all. They just need to go back, continue to develop their talent, and continue to give the younger and new players a chance. The likes of Pepe and his generation have failed them. It's time for them to, and I trust Ivory Coast. They always produce talent. Just get back to the academies, ASEC Mimosa Academy and the rest of them. Continue to raise talent, continue to give them opportunities in the national team, and I'm sure they will come back.
Yeah, I saw this guy, Willy Bolly, the last game he didn't play, and he played in this game and was very abysmal. I've never liked the way, I've forgotten the team he plays for in APL. But he didn't
cut Nottingham Forest, no.
Yeah, he didn't cut it today at all, and one of the reasons why Cote d'Ivoire consider a lot of goals. Yeah, I agree with you. Cote d'Ivoire were disappointed. The Drogba almost went to the pitch to try to help the team get a goal, but unfortunately he wasn't there to be. Like you said, I think the Pepe, unlike him, did a little bit better than the attitude today was better than what I've known him to be. But of course, the final ball was not there. And like you have questioned in the past, Pepe is not an intelligent footballer. He would have gotten to the void penalty today. I don't know why he didn't. There was a very fierce tackle on him that was supposed to be a penalty, but he decided to stay on his feet, and eventually he tried to go around the goalkeeper and missed that chance, and the chance just went begging. And from there, he was, of course, we know the rest of the story. We'll see what happens, what they do. And unfortunately for them, this tournament is on home soil. I don't even know what their excuse will be to the nation. And I hope those players will come over this one and prepare for the next one. There's the second game of the day. Like I said, Egypt played against Mozambique, and Ghana was locking horns. No, Egypt played against Cape Verde, and Ghana was locking horns with Mozambique. Ghana looked to be cruising and would have qualified for the tournament. 2 goals up, 80 minutes into the game. Tell me, how did Ghana, give up 2 goals lead in 5 minutes?
Unfortunate. That's what happens to a lot of African teams, that mentality of not being well. Let me not just say that, because it also happens in Europe. Unfortunately, Ghana probably thought they were home and dry. I saw that they introduced Dede Ayew, maybe to break the Rigobert Songs Nations Cup record or something. They brought him in. I believe he scored the second goal, and then considered the penalty for the 2-1 before Mozambique ended up equalizing. So, changing personnel, you bring in the older guy. He's an old guy. He's not matching up with this young Mozambican boy. Maybe he couldn't keep up with the pace. And then it happened. So, again, Ghana should be in the rebuild mode. Their U brothers have run their course. It's time to quietly phase them out and build the team around Kudos and build up their confidence again. Right now, Ghana, just the level of talent isn't up there at all. It's not there at all to help them win tournaments. They just need to go back to drawing board. And then they also get a proper coach that will help them. Chris Hilton is an Englishman that they just hired. And I haven't seen anything in the Ghanaian play that shows that they've hired a really good coach. So, yeah, it's time for changes. And then you plan for the next Nations Cup.
Yeah, so we'll move to Cape Verde.
Egypt
Yes. And Cape Verde. Cape Verde, for me, has been the team of the tournament so far. I know Senegal is flying high, but Cape Verde, I'm sure nobody even tipped them to qualify to the next stage, talk less of topping the group that has Ghana and Egypt in it. It's really been a surprise team of the tournament. Chum, I don't know, did you watch that game? What did you make about the game between Cape Verde and Egypt?
No, I actually picked Ghana game, by the way. But I can tell you from the analysis, and some of the highlights, Cape Verde took advantage of, the transitional challenges going on in Egypt and Ghana. They took advantage of because they really, really came out to play in this tournament. Somebody said, Brownie there, right? Brownie there, Super Eagles 2013, AFCON win. He just tweeted. He tweeted and said, this AFCON, fire everywhere. Now, wow. Because this AFCON is even an AFCON that you come and be forming Mo Salah or be forming anything. See, African best. Now, African best is doing a lot, but, he's still yet to do what he's expected to do. So I think Cape Verde, people just didn't see them coming. And probably Egypt and Ghana were thinking that it's business as usual. I can tell, you can take this to the bank. Because of the posture they came into the tournament with, now, especially Ghana, with these are you brothers, they will not even sit down. I even saw this guy, what's his name? This is their old player that they brought in around 60-something minutes. But Cape Verde, these guys are fresh. Their legs are fresh. The Egyptians are just, in fact, I don't know what happened for them, by the way, today. I didn't know how it happened, but I'm tipping Cape Verde, Equatorial Guinea, Senegal for the finals, by the way.
Yeah, the thing now is, Egypt has managed to qualify. I know with their experience, they could adjust their play and become and go all the way. They have always known
with 3 points.
Manage themselves.
3 points.
Yeah, manage themselves through tournaments like this. I don't know what you mean about that game before we look.
I was crossed when they scored their second goal. But Cape Verde did not deserve to lose the game, so gladly they were able to equalize. But like you said, there's a lot to be said about experience and being able to navigate tournaments, and Egyptians know how to do that. And it's anybody's game from here on. If you don't know what you're doing, you play against this Egypt team, you think they are down, they score a goal against you, that's it. They go back to their dark arts and start diving all over the place, and you lose. So they know how to win knockout stages, and you cannot count them out until they are out in any tournament. So they are a force to be reckoned with, despite their poor play. Just like many will say that Nigerians are not playing well, but we'll get into the knockout stages.
Don't mind them. Don't mind them. They're not watching.
We'll show what we can do. So talking about Cape Verde, man, I am really impressed. What is impressing me most about them is that it's still a young side. And the players, if you look at their bodies, you know that these boys can play like this forever. And when I say forever, I mean come into a 90-minute game, they can give you 120 minutes of non-stop movement,
Same
passing,
energy.
movement, passing,
Yeah.
right? So, as a Nigerian, if you ask me to choose who to face between Senegal and Cape Verde, I would choose Senegal. I think that we can match up. This Cape Verde team is very dangerous. So, whoever they are getting next, do not, don't joke with this side. Well, I trust Nigeria. If we play any of these teams, it's going to be low block all the way. And then we'll use Osimhen to do whatever we can do. So, yeah, it is what it is. Cape Verde have earned their place among the big boys. And, in my experience,
Yeah.
having played with people from all nationalities, there are certain people that I've met on the field, right, that I've seen a lot of talent. Cape Verde is one of those countries. You see Cape Verde, you see Senegal,
Sudan.
you see Uganda. My goodness. So these guys have a lot of talent in these countries. Uganda is I don't know why Uganda are not doing better than they've done. That if they use the talent in that country, they can actually produce a team that will be the likes of Zambia easily, the likes of Kenya easily. So yeah, I'm not surprised that Cape Verde are going far. I think they are now starting to add experience to the raw natural talent, and if they continue to do this, the sky will be their limit even in future years.
Yeah, like you said, they have a lot of strength, and the good thing is that they have skills too. They put the ball on the ground, and they are scoring goals. It's just a complete performance. Of course, like you said, the rest that what is remaining in the team now is experience, and that comes as you play tournaments. So we'll see what they do in the future. The tournament is now an all-comers one. It's no longer points, it's no longer goal difference. You just have to win the games or score your penalties if it ends in a draw. So this is where experience comes in, and most times the experienced teams and the long-standing champions usually come through at this point. I remember, like I mentioned earlier in one of our episodes, teams like Italy, they come to tournaments and play through the group stage very ugly, and everybody says they're not going nowhere. Then the next thing you see them in the finals. So they improve as the team, as the tournament progresses. Egypt have not played badly in the tournament, but just don't know why they've not won their game. Yes. So that could come as the tournament progresses in their next stage. So we'll just see. Well, the good thing is that we have good teams still left in the tournament. So we're still going to see be served what we have been watching all the while the tournament started. Egypt plays a good football. Cape does. Nigeria is not playing badly. Equatorial Guinea has been another team that has been very, very exciting. Scoring goals, having the highest goal scorer in the tournament so far. That's not a cheap feat to be achieved. So there are still very good. Senegal is still there. There are still very good teams out there in the tournament. So we still expect and going to experience or be served some very scintillating football in this tournament. And we encourage our fans to stay put in Transit TV. We'll try as much as possible to bring you highlights and in-depth analysis into these games. For people who are not watching them, especially from the United States, this game is being played during a work hour. A lot of people do not have time to watch the game. So rely on us for highlights and analysis of these games and news surrounding these teams. So, any word for our viewer before we wrap up this one?
I would say keep it locked on Transit TV. We'll continue to bring you updates. Please, again, help us continue to grow this channel. Share with your friends, invite them to watch. And please also leave us your comments in the chat box. If there's anything that you want us to cover that we're not covering, please let us know. Look forward to the next show.
Chama, we're wrapping up. I know this one was in and out for you. Hopefully by the next episode, you sort out internet is messing around with you today.
Yeah. Like I'm just, my eyes are acting like this. I had this 4-hour assessment here. So my eyes are spinning. I'm trying to catch myself.
I hope you passed.
Together. Don't pressure me. Don't pressure me. I don't like pressure. I'm sending love to our subscribers all over the world. Thank you guys for making it happen. Keep coming. in our comment. Keep subscribing, talk to your friends, tell everybody around you. Transit TV is doing good. And thank you so much to Reggie and Ubum, my bestest people.
Yeah, you're welcome, guys. Don't worry about next episode. Chuma will come with the word on the street. She didn't have anyone today. The internet was messing around. Of course, he just heard that
I
she
will
had
go back. I will go back tonight and
and get
check all the
word on the street.
and bring
As a
it
matter of
tomorrow.
fact, we might have to give you a slot for that. Maybe before you give our viewers a 5 minutes word on the street on these
Right.
games as they come. Thank you, guys, and we look forward to more scintillating games tomorrow. If time permits, we'll bring you guys analysis of those games and the highlights as usual. Thank you for stopping by, and ciao. Chama, go get some sleep.
I will.